Somerville have key into their last 5 games. The other side of the diamond, Lexington absolutely on fire, 7-game win streak. They're 11-1 their last time out, victory over Wakefield. Season series between the two. Lexington leads 2-1 the last time these guys lost.
From Bentley University in Waltham, Mass., this is Lexington Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Today, it's the Lexington Blue Sox with a record of 19-7, first in the ICL, visiting the Watertown Reds with a record of 16-9, second in the ICL. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring you the play-by-play story as the Blue Sox look to secure a season series win over the Watertown Reds, as well as their 20th win, and it would also give them the home field advantage throughout the Intercity League playoffs if they can wrap this one up. Winners of 7 consecutive games are the Blue Sox, and peaking at the right time with an 11-1 victory over Wakefield last night. And they're really feeling it. This is the 9th game in 10 days for the Blue Sox, and they've really passed this test so far. So here is Josue Feliciano to lead things off for the Blue Sox. Feliciano will face Nate Beck, the starter for the Watertown Reds. And Beck making his 8th appearance of the season, 2-2 with a 3.08 ERA in 36 1/3 innings. He's allowed 31 hits, 18 runs, 16 of which are earned, walked 25, struck out 43. First pitch is way outside for ball 1. We're underway at 6:02. Beck faced the Blue Sox back on June 15th as the count is now 2-0. Took the loss in 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, neither of which were earned, walked 1, and struck out 9. He's had 4 or more walks in 4 of his 7 starts. As that's low, ball 3, 3-0. Started the season 0-2, then took 2 no decisions. It has won his last 2 starts against Melrose and Wakefield, going 13 innings and allowing 8 hits and 2 runs in that span. Sway takes strike 1 and now will go to work. Sway Feliciano, Justin Silvestro back in the lineup. And then Richie Burgos to begin the top of the first, and Sway takes ball 4. And it's a 5-pitch walk to begin the ball game. So Sway will pad his on-base percentage. Banked .205 with 2 RBIs and 8 walks, which is second on the team behind Aaron Barboza, who's not in the lineup tonight. So now he's even in that department with Barboza. And here's Justin Silvestro back in the lineup after missing yesterday. Coming up lame, running out an extra base hit, and he takes strike 1 back on Sunday. Silvestro, .393 hitter with 1 homer and 16 RBIs and 5 doubles. This is grounded up the middle, and that'll be stopped by the shortstop, Brennan, on to first, high throw. That was a phenomenal play by Brennan just to even get 1 out. So Sway is retired 6-4, so instead of a 2 on, nobody out, runner on first, 1 out. That'll bring up Richie Burgos. Richie was 2 for 2 in last night's blowout against Wakefield and comes into play at .488 with 2 homers and 11 RBIs. Burgos 3 doubles, 2 homers, slugging percentage of .707. And that's taken all the way for strike 1 by Richie. Richie also coaches youth baseball in Worcester when he's not suiting up for the Blue Sox. Beck comes set. 0-1 is swung on miss. Great off-speed pitch there, and it's 0-2. Stroh with a small lead at first. He's 1 for 1 stolen base attempts this season. The 0-2 on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Big pitch there as they're now 2 down, and he retires a good power hitter in Burgos. That'll bring up Julian Alvarez, the right fielder. King Julian coming in to play batting .286 with 3 doubles, 1 triple, 3 homers, and 13 RBIs. First pitch to Julian is on the outside corner for strike 1. And a foul tip into the mid. Another good off-speed pitch by Beck, and it's 0-2. Alvarez has only played in 1 game against the Reds thus far this season. Was 1 for 3 with a double in that game. Runner at first, 2 down, and the 0-2. Low for ball 1. Blue Sox have assured themselves of a first-round bye by virtue of their win last night over Wakefield, and now they try to shore up maybe the number 1 seed. A slow roller to short. Brennan, another tough play. Oh, he got it. 2 phenomenal plays in the inning for Will Brennan, and that keeps the Blue Sox off the scoreboard. After half an inning, Blue Sox nothing, Reds coming up. This is Blue Sox Baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So here's the starting lineup for the Watertown Reds. Kyle Levine leading it off in center field, followed by Mike Samko at second. Will Brennan is at short. Dan Chasen is at third. Jake Miller is behind the plate. Justin Foreman is at first. Ben Johnston is in right. Blaise Cormier is the DH, and Steve Tramontosi rounds out the lineup in left field. We gave you the numbers on their starter, Nate Beck. Here's the numbers on the Blue Sox starter, Drew Brzezowski. Drew B is making his 5th appearance of the season. 1-0 with a 2.21 ERA in 6 1/3 innings. He's allowed 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, surrendered 1 home run, and hit 1 batter. So the speedster Kyle Levine to lead things off for the Watertown Reds. Levine coming into play batting .383 with 2 doubles, 5 triples, and 8 RBIs. And he's run 17 walks. And Drew gets ahead of him 0-1. Got an on-base percentage of .513. And, of course, the speed is there, 13 out of 14 in stolen base attempts. Corner infielders in here, and the pitch catches the outside corner, 0-2. Drew the wind and the pitch. Just missed, 1-2. Infielders back up with 2 strikes here, and this is chopped to the second baseman, Russo. Got to get rid of it in a hurry, and he did not get it. So Levine, the fastest man in the league, picking up an infield single there. And he represents a serious threat indeed, as always. Here's Mike Samko, the second baseman. Samko takes on the outside corner, strike one. Samko at .410 with 9 doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer, and 13 RBIs. That catches the outside corner, 0-2. Well, he was ahead of Levine, 0-2. Couldn't put him away. It can be imperative to get him with the power-hitting shortstop Will Brennan on deck. That's way outside, 1-2. Brzezowski comes set. Not a huge lead at first for Levine, and that's down and away, 2-2. Don't want to get too cute here. But he can't just pitch to contact against the Reds. Reds third in the league in team batting average at .301, as that's fouled off. Beautiful facilities here at Bentley, the old stomping ground for many a former Blue Sox, including Ross Curley, Tommy Haw, Steve Gath. Lined past Burgos into right field for a base hit. Levine's on his way to third, and he will get there easily. And it's first and third, nobody out for the Watertown Reds. So 2 on, nobody out for the shortstop, Will Brennan. Brennan, no home runs this year, but has driven in 20 RBIs, which amazingly enough is not first on his team. That title goes to Logan Gillis, who's not in the lineup today for the Reds, as that is low for ball 1. So Drew ahead of the first 2 batters, 0-2. Couldn't put him away, and now here is a man who some say should have been the Intercity League MVP last year. A little rainbow toss over to first. Average is down, 292. But he's eclipsed the 20 RBI mark in each of the last 3 years. 73 RBIs in the last 3 years for Mr. Brennan, as that's on the outside corner for strike one to even the count. .73 RBIs in 75 games, in fact. That's efficiency. That's fouled off. Brennan's average has taken a little bit of a tumble. He's 1 for his last 13. He's on a 3-game hitless streak after being on a 5-game hit streak. This is grounded, bobbled by the shortstop Silvestro. He recovers, steps on second, and fires to first for the out and the double play. But a run scores. I guess the Blue Sox will take the 2 outs in exchange for the run, and the Reds are on the board first. It's 1-0. No RBI. Oh, my mistake. Brown, not Silvestro. So the 6-3 double play, Brown to Burgos. And here's Dan Chasen, the third baseman. Chasen coming at .313 with 3 homers and 15 RBIs, and he hits this one into center field. Back goes Feliciano, and he makes the catch on his former teammate for the out that retires the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. And after 1 complete, it is the Reds 1 and the Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Dan Graham to lead things off here in the top of the second for the Blue Sox against Nate Beck. And that's on the outside corner for strike one. As that's outside for ball one to even the count to Grammer. Graham, a .316 hitter, only one RBI on the season, though. All 6 of his hits are singles. He floats this one down the left field line, and this will get foul for strike two. It'll be Graham, then Morgan Brown, then Thomas Russo due up here in the top of the second from Bentley University. And time is called as Graham has to readjust his helmet. He takes down and away ball two. "14 pitches in the first inning for Beck, 9 for strikes. As Graham hits this one into center field, back goes Levine, and a few steps in front of the track, he makes the catch for out number one. Here's Morgan Brown, the shortstop. Brown, .359, five doubles and 6 RBIs. It's 0 for 3 last night. He's 0 for his last 5 after going on a 4-game hitting streak last week. And the first pitch from Beck to Brown is fouled off for strike one. Beck, as I mentioned, has thrown 25 walks this season coming into play tonight. 25 walks in 36 and a third innings, and there's a pitch that skips to the backstop, 1-1. He's got a whip of over 1.5. But he also averages more than a strikeout an inning. had 10 strikeouts in 5 innings against Somerville in their first game, as that's into left field for a base hit. Brown has the first hit of the ball game for the Blue Sox. And there's a runner at first with 1 down for Thomas Russo. Russo getting another start at second base, and he and Silvestro have done a phenomenal job at their new defensive positions, and it was initiated by an injury to Ross Curley that had the change happen. And they felt comfortable swapping the 4 and 5, as that's outside for ball 1. Just keep rolling with it. Russo betting 325, 5 doubles, and 10 RBIs. And he grounds this one to the right side. Samko over to Brennan for 1. On to first, not in time. Four 6 goes the fielder's choice. 2 down for Manny Del Carmen. Del Carmen getting the start in left field and batting .211 with 2 RBIs. In there, 4 strike 1 to Manny. Hasn't chased me away yet. And an excuse me swing by Del Carmen. He grounds it to second. Samko over to first for the out that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 1.5, it is the Reds 1 and the Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. So the Blue Sox in the driver's seat right now to try and get the #1 overall seed in the Intercity League playoffs. A win today assures them of that. A draw today assures them of that. If they don't get it today, if they get a win on Friday night against the Alabrandies, they'll have it. As the first pitch to Jake Miller is taken for strike 1. Or if Watertown loses one of their final 2 games after this. If they hang on for the win this time. This is grounded up the middle. Nice diving stop by Russo, and he'll have to eat it. So another infield single for the Reds. The 3rd hit of the ball game. Puts Miller on at first for Justin Foreman. Miller batting .304 with 2 homers, 14 RBIs, and 8 doubles before that. Foreman batting .240. Takes strike 1 with 4 RBIs. Foreman grounds this one up the middle, diving past the shortstop Brown into center field for a base hit. Hustling all the way to third is Miller, and he'll get there safely. So, kind of a mirror image of the bottom of the first. Infield single, and a base hit sends the runner from first to third. 4 hits already for the Reds, and that'll bring up Ben Johnston, the right fielder. Johnston batting .309 with 1 double, 1 triple, and 8 RBIs. I was about to make the point about Foreman that he had hit it, that coming into this year, he had hit over 300 in 4 of his 5 years with the Reds, but as is grounded to third, nice hold by Silvestro. The runner from first, Foreman, advances to second, but it prevents the runner from scoring. 1 down. And that'll bring up Blaise Cormier, the DH. Cormier, .255 with 6 RBIs. You could try for the 5-4-3 turn. I think Silvestro's idea is, as that's in there for strike 1, 0-1. Hold the runner at third, get the out at first. And then you have second and third with 1 out, but you got the 8 and 9 hitters coming up, and you get to bring the infield in here. Just missed outside, 1-1. Cormier struck out 18 times in 55 at-bats. That's outside, 2-1. Reds have struck out the second fewest times among all Intercity League teams at 123. Reading at 122, as that misses outside, 3-1. But Reading's played 4 fewer games. Blue Sox are tied for 4th with 134 strikeouts by hitters. That's in there for strike 2, 3-2. Miller at third, Foreman at second, and the 9-hitter Steve Tramontozzi due up next. The pitch, outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So that sets up the double play ball. Cormier picks up the walk. It's his 3rd walk compared to 18 strikeouts. And here's Tramontozzi, 215. Takes on the inside corner, strike 1. I think you really want to make Tramontozzi swing the bat here, because on deck is Kyle Levine, and he's already burned you. This is grounded down the third baseline, but it'll be a foul ball. And Silvestro's lucky it was a foul ball. Otherwise, Miller would have had a good chance at scoring. So now it's 0-2. Tramontozzi is 1 for 6 with an RBI against the Blue Sox this season. I think you're allergic to scoreboard operating. Yeah, I hear that a lot.
That's the first time I've sneezed.
In your life. 0-2 the count to Tramontosi. Corner infielders in here. The pitch just missed the outside corner, 1-2. Thirtieth pitch of the game coming up for Drew. And here it is. It's popped foul and out of play. So good battle here by the number 9 hitter after falling behind 0-2. Bases filled with Reds. Miller at third, Foreman at second, Cormier at first. Brzezowski accepts the sign from Goolsby and comes home with it. Skied into right field. In comes Alvarez. He makes the catch, and no tag from the runner at third. So 2 out. The runners stay where they are. And it's up to Kyle Levine, who singled and scored in the first. Levine used his legs to leg out a infield single, and then went from first to third, and then scored on that double play ball. He's ahead of Brzezowski 1-0 here. It was first and third, nobody out this inning. It's down and away, 2-0. First and third, nobody out. Then second and third, 1 out. Bases loaded, 1 out. And the fly out by Tramontosi. But a hitter's count here for Levine. He fouls this one off, and it's 2-1. Brzezowski looking to tightrope out of danger here. Skied into center field. Feliciano makes the catch. And what an escape job by Drew Brzezowski as he leaves the bases loaded. 2 runs, 3 left. 2 hits, 3 left, no runs. After 2 complete, it is still the Reds 1 and the Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at LexingtonBlueSox.com, Facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. Nine 1-2 due up for the Blue Sox here on the top of the third. Gray Goolsby, Josue Feliciano, and Justin Silvestro. Goolsby entering play at 192 with 1 double and 5 RBIs. As that's low for ball 1. Beck has thrown 28 pitches, 18 for strikes through the first 2 innings, and his 30th pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike to even the count at 1. Fouled off. Miller taking a beating there, and it's 1-2. Goolsby was 1 for 4 last night against the Merchants. And he takes down and away ball 2. Oh for 4 with 3 strikeouts in his only appearance against the Reds this season. And he takes ball 3, full count. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left for the Blue Sox. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, 3 left for the Reds. The payoff pitch to Gray. Inside for ball 4. He held up. And for the second time in 3 innings, the Blue Sox have the leadoff man aboard. And let's see what they'll have on here with Josue Feliciano. He drew a 5-pitch walk to begin the ball game. Chasen's in on the grass at third. He's anticipating the bunt. He does square, gets it down in front of the pitcher, Beck. He'll fire onto first in time. So it's a successful sacrifice, 1-3. And the tying run is in scoring position for the Blue Sox with 1 out. I'll bring up Justin Silvestro. Was robbed of a hit by Will Brennan in the first. Turned into a 6-4 fielder's choice. And the first pitch to Justin is grounded to the right side. It'll be fielded by the first baseman Foreman, and he'll take it to the bag. Goolsby over to third, but on back-to-back pitches, 2 outs. And it'll be up to Richie Burgos. Burgos was called out on strikes his first time up. 3 straight strikes. Got him down. And I'm looking for a base hit here to level the Blue Sox here in the top of the third. As he takes on the inside corner for strike 1. Goolsby off of third. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up there, and it's 0-2. And Beck, with Burgos in the palm of his hand again, 0-2. He comes set, and the pitch. Grounded up the middle, and that'll get through for a base hit. Samco couldn't catch up to it, and this game is tied. So that'll bring up Julian Alvarez. As Richie picks up his 12th RBI of the season. And that's low for ball 1 to Julian, who grounded out to short to end the first his first time up. Swings and misses, so it's 1-1. 410 to dead center here at Bentley. 340 down the right field line. Don't have a marker on the left field line. probably the same, yeah. As that's rifled down the right field line, but it goes foul, and it'll be 1-2. Looks pretty symmetrical. Yeah. Yeah. Unless they, changed the field since he played here. I've only been here once. I've only broadcasted one game from here. Once before. It was a few years ago when I was still doing only audio. I don't remember the exact date, no. Excuse me, swing fouled off. I thought it was a regular season game that I did here. Okay. 1-2 the count to Julian. The pitch. Down and away, 2-2. The Watertown Reds. That's low. Burgos is going to second, and he's got the steal. I think he lost track of whether that was ball 3 or not. But he picks up a stolen base, and it'll be a full count. I think even Miller was caught off guard by Burgos running because he airmailed it into center field. So runner in scoring position with 2 down. Full count. And the pitch is fouled off. Good battle here by Julian. Hoping it pays off nicely. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, he has the tendency to be wild. We talked about the 25 walks he's allowed. I'll have to check. And that's low for ball 4, and it skips away from Miller, so it's going to allow Richie to get to third. So first and third, 2 out for Dan Graham. It is. That's on the outside corner for strike 1 to Graham, who flew out to center. Yeah, Freddie's walk and hit numbers have been up considerably over the past couple of years. No. Well, the funny thing is about Freddie is that his strikeout rate is as high as ever. It's just that with it are also the walk and hit rates are also up. Yup. And that skips away from Miller. Here comes Burgos, and it's 2-1. Another wild pitch. What do we say about Beck's tendency to be wild? That's only the second. The first one was the one that allowed Richie to get to third. On the season, he's only got 2, and he's doubled it in this inning. So 1 walk, 2 wild pitches. Two walks and 2 wild pitches, I should say, because Goolsby reached on a walk. And Graham hits this one down the first base line. One and 2 the count to Grammer. And time is called. 23 pitches in the inning for Beck. Almost double his pitch total on the game in one inning. 2-2. Threw 28 through the first two. He's now thrown 24. Alvarez at second. And the 2-2. A little inside-out swing at a foul territory. Chasen won't chase it down. And it'll remain 2-2. I'm not completely inept at my job. Thank you. Thank you. Self-deprecatory humor is my specialty. Yeah. So the 2-2 again to Graham, and he fouls this one off. Yep. No chasing that one. Chasing, yep. There was. It's intermittent. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up to Graham. 16 pitches through these last two batters. And it's foul-tipped into the mitt of Miller for strike three. And the inning is over, but the Blue Sox get 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And after 2.5, it is the Blue Sox 2 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of this or any past LSP video broadcast or one of several different designs of bumper stickers. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store or the LSP Facebook page after the game to place your order. And remember, all orders within the continental United States come with free shipping. Mike Samko to lead off the bottom of the third, to be followed by Will Brennan and Dan Chasen. And Drew Brzezowski trots out there for his third inning of work. Samko 1 for 1 with a single. As that's lined up the middle, diving, knocked down by Brown, but he won't have a play. It's another infield single for the Reds. Third infield single in as many innings. And that'll bring up Will Brennan. Grounded into a 6-3 double play his first time up in the first. And Brennan takes on the outside corner, strike one. Blue Sox need a shutdown inning here from Drew after being really gifted a couple of runs in the top half of this inning. 1-1. Want to make those wild pitches hurt. There does appear to be action in the Reds' bullpen. That misses 2-1. Samko with a good lead at first. He's 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts this year. As this is grounded to second, could be 2. Russo to second for 1. On to first, not going to be in time. They get the lead runner. Fielder's choice goes 4 to 6. That'll bring up Dan Chasen. Chasen flew out to center his first time up to end the first. Brennan's got decent speed. He's had 7 stolen bases in a season twice with the Reds. This is popped up. Burgos makes the catch one-handed for out number 2. So it'll be up to Jake Miller. Each leadoff batter this game for the Reds has had an infield single. Although the difference is this time the leadoff man didn't get to third on the following play. So baby steps. Brennan is back safely on the throw to first. Miller, infield single, leading off the second. That misses the outside corner for ball 1. Two out, runner at first. Blue Sox with 2 runs in the top half of this inning. That's in there for strike 1, 1-1. Reds got the first run in this game on a double play off the bat of Brennan, who's at first. And threatened with the bases loaded and 1 out last inning, but came up empty. And the Blue Sox capitalized by scoring 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 walks, and 2 wild pitches. Popped up. Burgos going over towards the Blue Sox dugout, and it'll run out of room. So it'll remain 1-2. Miller's got some pop in that bat. We mentioned 8 doubles and 2 home runs this year. This is first year with the Reds. And he foul tips this one into the mitt of Goolsby for strike 3. First strikeout for Drew, and the side is retired after 3 complete. Blue Sox 2, Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. LSP's next broadcast is Friday night at 7:55 p.m. when the Blue Sox close out the regular season against the Alabrandies. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Blue Sox here in the top of the fourth. Morgan, Brown, Thomas Russo, and Manny Del Carmen. Brown had the first hit of the ball game for the Blue Sox back in the second. And the first pitch to him from Nate Beck runs too far inside for ball one. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 left for the Blue Sox. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors, and 4 left for the Reds. Inside 2-0. Down and away, 3-0. You know, it's the little things that often win ball games and often decide seasons. In terms of this ball game, this game would be tied right now if it weren't for Justin Silvestro's decision, as that's in there for strike one, to go for the out at first when there were first and third and first and third and nobody out. That allowed Foreman to get into scoring position. As grounded to third, Chasen coming in, scoops, fires, in time, 1 down. And, you know, you have 2 options in that situation. You hold the runner at third and get 1 out, but then you have 2 runners in scoring position. Or you throw to second, try to turn the double play, and then you have the bases empty and 2 outs, but then the Reds lead 2-0. Silvestro took the 1 out as Russo takes strike 1. And then Brzezowski got out of it from there. And the Blue Sox, the very next inning, took this 2-1 lead that they have right now. As this is an inside-out swing to left for a base hit by Russo, and he's 1 for 2. Here's Manny Del Carmen. Grounded out to second to end the second his last time up. Little things also have impact long beyond, as it's a swing and a miss and a changeup for strike 1, long beyond the game itself. Go back to the Blue Sox victory over the Reds earlier this season, which they won 9-5 on that walk-off grand slam by Ross Curley. There for strike 2, 0-2. Now, not very often do tiebreakers in the Intercity League come down to run differential or runs scored or runs allowed. And the Blue Sox are hoping to avoid that with a win today and just put any discussion of it to bed. 1-2. But, so Ross hit a grand slam when the game was tied at 5 to walk off for the win. If Ross just hit a base hit in that situation, the Blue Sox would have only won by 1. 2-2. And entering this game tonight, the run differential in the season series between the Blue Sox and the Reds is 13-9 in favor of the Blue Sox. So that walk-off grand slam, as this is grounded to second, Samko will underhand to second, on to first for the out that retires the side. We'll finish that thought in a little bit, but after 3.5, we're halfway home. It is still the Blue Sox 2 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox Baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So finishing my thought about Ross's grand slam, he just gets a base hit in that situation. The run differential in this season series is 10-9 instead of 13-9. Blue Sox with a 2-1 lead right now. Here in the bottom of the fourth. The 5, 6, and 6, 7, 8 hitters rather due up for the Reds: Foreman, Johnston, and Cormier. Foreman had a single his first time up in the second. And that misses down away for ball one. "46 pitches thus far for Drew. Here's number 47. That's skied down the right field line and foul and out of play to even the count at 1. Misses inside, 2-1. Blue Sox have one more game after this. As we mentioned, it's Friday night against the Alabrandis. That will be a road game at Lexington High. This is popped up. Silvestro is being called off by Brown, and it's another play in the infield, but this time it results in an out to lead off the inning. 1 up, 1 down. That brings up Ben Johnston, who grounded out to third his first time up in the second. So yeah, if you want to come down to Lexington High for the last game of the regular season, Blue Sox technically hosting the Alabrandis, but also visiting the Alabrandis. Reds have 2 more games after this. They host Reading tomorrow night over at Victory Field. That's down away for ball one. Then they have to make up a game with Andre that was rained out last Thursday. Exactly. Yeah, it was supposed to be played here, yeah. If it was played at Victory Field, they might have gotten it in because it's turf. Into center field. Feliciano's went out, now comes in, and a collision, and it looks like they hung on for the out. Oh my goodness, it wasn't even Feliciano who caught it. It was Brown. Now let's hope everybody's okay. So Feliciano's back to his feet, and so is Brown. Feliciano appears to have taken the worst of it. He wants to stay in. That's a man dedicated to the game, folks. Rick DeAngelo's taking a few steps back towards the field, though. Just to make sure, you sure about this, Sway? And he says he's all right. Sway is due up second next inning, for what it's worth. First pitch is outside to Blaise Cormier for ball one. Cormier walked his first time up. Well, we saw Thomas Russo foul one off his shin last night, as that's outside 2-0. Almost came out, then elected to stay in, and then crank a double and score after that. So, as this is grounded to the right side, Russo on to first, a 1-2-3 inning for Drew Brzezowski. And after 4 complete, it is still the Blue Sox 2 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox Baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Top of the fifth, Greg Goolsby, Josue Feliciano, and Justin Silvestro due up here for the Blue Sox as Beck delivers outside for ball one. Goolsby drew a walk and scored his first time up in the third. 2-0. Goolsby was sacrificed over to second by Feliciano, then advanced to third on a ground out to the right side. And then when Burgos was down 0-2, as that squirts between the legs of Miller for ball three. All right, well, looks like the Blue Sox are going to come up empty here, especially the ball that Richie hit. Looked like it was going to be an easy play for Samco, but it just kept getting out of his reach. And the Blue Sox tied the game and eventually took the lead. And a 4-pitch walk drawn by Gray. He's drawn 2 walks today. And now maybe another sacrifice opportunity for Josue Feliciano. Sway has no official at-bat. Walked himself in the first. And that sacrifice bunt we alluded to in the third. Jason comes in on the grass.
Oh, it's the second time he's walked twice in a game.
Second time that Goolsby has walked twice in a game?
Yeah, he did it on June 25th against Somerville.
June 25th against Somerville. All right. A hard bunt down the first base line. Underhand. And no, it was bobbled by the second baseman, Samco. So that should be a sacrifice at an E4, I think. Joe Chiodo's coming out to argue. He definitely bobbled it. The question was, did he have it secured long enough?
Well, did he have it before he touched
Yeah.
before Feliciano reached base?
Justin Foreman is trying to stand up for his manager at his second baseman. Or prevent the umpire from breaking it up. As it stands right now, first and second, nobody out. Joe is... The umpire's more animated than Joe is, which is kind of a surprise. All right. So, looks like the play stands. So it'll be a sacrifice and an E4. And here's Justin Silvestro. And it's not out of the question for him to try and lay one down either. But obviously he can handle the bat well, and he's tied for the team lead in RBIs. Corner infielders in. They shift for Silvestro. Silvestro pops this one up, and it's caught by Chasen. So, 1 out, and that'll bring up Richie Burgos. So Burgos needs to pick up Stroh here. He's 1 for 2. RBI single his last time up, then scored a run. Even stole a base. Steal was Burgos' first of the year. He lines this one out of the reach of the shortstop, Brennan, into the center field for a base hit. Here comes Goolsby. Feliciano on his way to third. He's out. Now it's Feliciano's turn to argue. I thought he was safe. Wow. Feliciano incensed. Rick DeAngelis pleading his case. Wow. So it'll be runner at second, 2 down, and the Blue Sox leading 3-0. 3-1, rather. I knew that. Feliciano, 8-5. That'll bring up Julian Alvarez. Alvarez walked after a 9-pitch at bat his last time up. He's 0 for 1. As that's down and in for ball 1. That misses for ball 2. Motions run hot, even in the Intercity League, on close calls like this, with so much at stake late in the season between these top two teams. Inside 3-0. Burgos at second. And the pitch. Inside ball 4. So first and second, as Alvarez draws his second walk. 5th walk of the game issued by Beck. And it'll be up to Dan Graham. Struck out swinging to end the 3rd. Blue Sox want to get at least one more run out of this after that controversial out call at 3rd. And Graham takes strike 1. Beck 1 walk shy of his season high for walks in the game. Walked 6 against Melrose on July 11th. That's a strike, 0-2 in 5 innings, and 5 of the 3rd innings through 4 2/3 he's walked 5. The 0-2 to Grammer. On the outside corner for strike 3 called. So a frustrating inning for the Blue Sox. They could have easily had a lot more, but after 4.5, it is the Blue Sox 3 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP.
That was crazy. We almost saw 2 flights. Now we're talking. He was safe. Doesn't matter what we think. Oh, no.
You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Blue Sox have a new pitcher out there, and it's Kevin Scanlon, the left-hander. Scanlon making his 5th appearance of the season. 1 save at a 3 ERA in 7 innings. He's allowed 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, surrendered 1 home run, and thrown 1 wild pitch. And he gets ahead with strike 1 to Steve Tramontozzi. Tramontozzi is 0 for 1 with a flyout to right. And he fouls this one off to make it 0-2. Scanlon is making his first appearance against the Reds this season. Got a save in 2 innings of work in Sunday's win against Reading in the second game of the doubleheader. That misses inside 1-2. Hasn't allowed a run since June 18th against Andre. That's low, ball 2. 5 scoreless innings of work since allowing 3 hits and 3 runs to the Chiefs on June 18th. Grounder right back to Scanlon, and he'll fire on to first for out number 1. Lineup turns over for Kyle Levine, who's 1 for 2 with a single, and his scored was thus far the Reds' only run. Also flew out to center in the second. Corner infielders come in anticipating the bunt, as that misses high for ball 1 to Levine. That gets in there for strike 1 to even the count. He's going to try and bunt his way on, but he ricochets it off the netting support behind home plate, and it'll be 1-2. Give you the line on Drew Brzezowski in just a second. That misses for ball 2. Brzezowski goes 4 innings, allows 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout on 54 pitches, 35 for strikes. Full count to Levine. Mike Samko's 2 for 2 is on deck. Really want to get Levine here. The payoff pitch. Fouled straight back. Motions have been running hot today. It's a big game for the Blue Sox. In there for strike 3 called. No argument from Levine, and there are 2 down. And that'll bring up Mike Samko. As I mentioned, 2 for 2. As the shadows begin to extend into the outfield. And time is called. And that's down and away for ball 1 to Samko. In the top of the 6th, the Blue Sox will have 6, 7, and 8 due up. Morgan Brown, Thomas Russo, and Manny Del Carmen. This is skied into right. And it'll be Alvarez making the catch for the out that retires the side. Reds have been set down 9 in a row since a single leading off the third. And after 5 complete, it is still the Blue Sox 3 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at LexingtonBlueSox.com, Facebook.com/LexingtonBlueSox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. Morgan Brown will lead things off here in the top of the 6th. Blue Sox still trying to pad their lead. Got 1 run out of what could have easily been a big inning. Start with a walk and an error on a sacrifice bunt. Then Silvestro tried to lay down a sacrifice bunt, then popped up to third. And Burgos hit a base hit that scored 1, but Feliciano was called out at third. And what the folks here in the press box believe was the wrong call, but again, our opinion isn't the one that matters. Brown reaches for that one, and it's 1-1. Brown's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to third. We have had no extra base hits today. Brown skies that one to center field. Shading his eyes is Levine as he goes towards right, and he makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Thomas Russo, 1 for 2, reached on fielder's choice in the second and singled in the 4th. Beck winds and delivers, and that's down and in for ball 1. If you were watching the video between innings while I had the mic on mute, you might have noticed that Beck, during his warm-ups for this inning, threw a pitch that bounced off the plate and bounced over the screen and into the bleachers. So that's the kind of game it's been for Nate, but his defense has really helped him out. It's only a 3-1 ball game. Thrown 5 walks, which is 1 shy of matching his season high. And Russo grounds this one to second. Samko has it. On to first for the out that retires. That makes it 2 down. Getting a little bit ahead of myself. Two down. That'll bring up Manny Del Carmen. Del Carmen's 0 for 2, grounded out to second, and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. He checks his swing and is lucky to hold out Del Appeal, and he went around. So that'll make it strike 1. In the bottom of the sixth, the Reds will have the heart of the order due up, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Brennan, Chasen, and Miller. That bends Del Carmen back a little bit, and it's 1-1. One and two. It's one thing to be wild, and then when you get over the heart of the plate, you get crushed. But the pitches that Beck has gotten contact on have been good pitches. So when he's around the plate, he's not getting hammered. It's just a matter of getting that consistency instead of throwing 5 walks in 5+ innings. He picks up the strikeout of Manny Del Carmen. It's his 4th, and the side is retired 1-2-3. After 5.5, it is still the Blue Sox 3 and the Reds 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of this or any past LSP video broadcast, or one of several different designs of bumper stickers. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store or the LSP Facebook page after the game to place your order. And remember, all orders within the continental United States come with free shipping. New pitcher for the Blue Sox is C.J. McKinnott. Takes over for Kevin Scanlon, who went 1 perfect inning with 1 strikeout. McKinnott, the 3rd pitcher of the ball game. And he will face, again, the heart of the order, Brennan, Chasen, and Miller, here in the bottom of the 6th. Brennan is 0 for 2, and he takes strike 1. He grounded into a 6-3 double play in the 1st, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. He foul tips this one into the mitt of Goolsby, and it's 0-2. The 0-2. Outside for ball 1. No other changes for the Blue Sox besides the pitching change. And the 1-2. Popped up, but it'll get foul and out of play. Blue Sox got 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. Reds had 1 in the 1st. That's all the scoring. 2-2. Blue Sox have had some opportunities to extend the lead further, mostly in the top of the 5th, but they only got 1 out of it when they were already up 2-1. This is lined past Russo at second base into right field for a base hit. A wicked shot, and that will bring the tying run to the plate. After being ahead 0-2, he allows a single on a 2-2 pitch, and here's Dan Chasen. And Chasen takes down the heart of the plate for strike one. Mandel Carmen left, and we may see him come onto the mound if things get dicey. Throw over to first, but no tag as Brennan gets back safely. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error, and 4 left for the Reds. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 5 left for the Blue Sox. This is a sky-high pop-up into center field, and Feliciano will make the catch for out number 1. At first, we were worried if Feliciano was going to leave this game with an injury on that collision with Morgan Brown. Then we were worried if he was going to leave the game because he was going to be tossed for arguing that out call at third. Here's Jake Miller, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. He swings and misses for strike one. One out, runner at first, throw over to first, and back safely is Brennan. It's been Brzezowski, Scanlon, and McKinnott for the Blue Sox on the mound, and just Beck for the Reds. This is skied into center field. Feliciano has to run a little bit, and he's going to have to chase it down. He gets it back into the infield, and it'll be a double. And now the tying run in scoring position for the Reds. Started to carry a little bit more than we thought it would off the bat. And Matt Karras out to the mound. The tying run at second for the Reds. The go-ahead run at the plate in the person of Justin Foreman, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a pop-up to short. That double by Miller is the first extra base hit of the ball game by either team. And that catches the outside corner for strike one. Ball was almost thrown away from McKinnott. Infield not playing in here with second and third and 1 out. Now McKinnott steps off. Swing and a miss. Change up. 0-2. Ben Johnston on deck for the Reds, and Gray Goolsby coming out to the mound to have a word with McKinnott. The single by Brennan broke up a string of 9 straight retired by Blue Sox pitching. Oh and 2 the count to Foreman. Brennan at third, Miller at second. Well, foul out of play. And it remains 0-2. McKinnott comes set in the pitch. Down and away, 1-2. And a good backhand by Goolsby to prevent that from going to the backstop and potentially allowing Brennan to score. The 1-2. Lined up the middle, through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Miller. This is a tie ball game. So again, Blue Sox pitching unable to put away a batter at 0-2. And I'll bring up Ben Johnston. Johnston checks his swing, but it's low for ball one. Johnston 0 for 2 with a ground out to third and a fly ball to center. Down and away, 2-0. McKinnon making his 5th appearance on the mound this season. Pitching an inning in a third against Watertown on July 2nd and allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Down and away, 3-0. Now action heading out to the bullpen for the Blue Sox. Before today, McKinnon has thrown 4 1/3 innings with a 3.23 ERA, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Three and 0 the count. McKinnon comes set, and the pitch taken for strike one, 3-1. Reds need to win this game to keep their hopes of maybe stealing the number 1 overall seed alive. Blue Sox in the driver's seat. They need 1 win, a draw, or a Watertown loss to clinch it. This is into center field. Back goes Feliciano on his horse, and he runs it down for the out. Feliciano's been busy out there today. Had to chase down the double and the double by Miller and the single by Foreman. He's recorded both outs this inning. Now it'll be up to Blaise Cormier. Cormier's 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to second. Blue Sox were in a similar position. That's away for ball one. In the last game against the Reds, a week ago Sunday, they were up 2-0 and couldn't hang on, and the Reds chipped away until they walked it off in the bottom of the 7th. Cormier fouls this one off, and it's 1-1. In the top of the 7th, the Blue Sox will have the 9-1-2 hitters due up: Goolsby, Feliciano, and Silvestro. Fouled off, and it's 1-2. Reds tying this game on 3 hits this inning, including a double by Miller and the 2-run single by Foreman. Throw over to first and back safely is Foreman. McKinnon comes set. And the pitch is grounded to the left side, takes a hard hop. Silvestro fires onto first, low throw, but a good pick by Burgos for the out that retires the side, but the damage has been done. The Reds tie the game, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the top of the 7th. It is now the Blue Sox 3 and the Reds 3. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. So, Bruce Hack, the Blue Sox media director, has had to go down to have a conversation with Matt Karras during the inning. There's a lot of stuff at play here right now. If the Blue Sox get a win or a tie in this or their next game against the Alabrandies, they will clinch first place. And I mentioned the thing about Ross Curley giving the Blue Sox a 4-run advantage with that grand slam on the season series. So if the Blue Sox lose, but lose by 3 runs or less, they will have the tiebreaker over the Reds and will clinch first place. The other thing you have to consider is that we have no lights here at Bentley. And so this could be a matter of the game could be called due to darkness. And you know the Reds don't want to have to lose their opportunity at first place due to a game called early due to darkness. And as I say that, I have to brighten the lens, the iris on my camera. And Watertown, you know, and we're going to have a pinch hitter here. It's going to be Jeff Vigers pinch hitting for Greg Goolsby.
Jeff Vigers is pinch hitting.
And Watertown doesn't have a first-round bye wrapped up yet, so they need this game regardless. Vigers to pinch hit for Greg Goolsby, and he grounds the first pitch to the right side. It'll be fielded by the first baseman Foreman. He flips onto the pitcher covering, and there's 1 out on 1 pitch. Looks like there's a new pitcher out there for the Watertown Reds, and that would be Dan Haverly. So Dan Haverty, making his 9th appearance of the season and first against the Blue Sox. Feliciano takes strike 1. Feliciano's been in the middle of it today. 0 for 1 with a walk, 2 sack bunts. No official plate appearance, I should say. A walk, 2 sack bunts, was thrown out at third. Fouls that one off, and it's 0-2. Haverty, a 1.36 ERA in 10 1/3 innings, 0-2 with 1 save. And Feliciano laces this one to left center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Feliciano's on his way to second, and he will get there standing with a double. So there's the Blue Sox first extra base hit, and it comes on a 2-strike pitch. And that'll bring up Justin Silvestro, and you know he's not bunting here. Silvestro 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice in the first, grounded out to first in the third, and then had the pop-up on the sac bunt attempt in the fifth. Blue Sox looking to reclaim the lead after giving it up in the bottom of the 6th. Silvestro hits this one into center field. Back goes Levine. He makes the catch. Feliciano took a couple of steps towards third and then gets back. So 2 one-pitch outs in the inning. And that'll bring up Richie Burgos. 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Even his first stolen base of the season. The go-ahead run standing at second in the person of Feliciano. And he hits this one to the left side through for a base hit. Being waved around third is Feliciano. The throw to the plate. It's offline. Burgos is on his way to second. He's in a hot box. He will give himself up, but the run scores. We go to the bottom of the seventh. A fast-paced top half of the inning sees the Blue Sox reclaim the lead. It's closing time for the Blue Sox after 6.5. Blue Sox 4, Reds 3. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. So changes for the Blue Sox as we begin the bottom of the seventh. Jeff Vigers stays in the game behind the plate after pinch hitting for Greg Goolsby. Manny Del Carmen is the new pitcher, and he misses low for ball one to the number 9 hitter Steve Tramontozzi. And Dominic Zaire is now in left field, and he's batting in Dan Graham's slot. That misses high, ball 2 to Tramontozzi, who's 0 for 2. Manny gets strike one in there to get back in the count at 2-1. So it's Zaire in left, Del Carmen on the mound, and Vigers behind the plate. Everything else stays the same. In there for strike 2, 2-2. Tramontozzi, Levine, and Samco due up here in the bottom of the seventh. Blue Sox gave up the lead in the bottom of the sixth, but got one run back. A check swing, it's strike 3 called. One down. So here's Kyle Levine. Levine 1 for 3. Singleton scored in the first, flew out to center in the second, and struck out looking in the fifth. In there for strike 1. CJ McGinn threw 25 pitches in his one inning of work. That's low for ball 1 to even the count. 4-3 our score on the bottom of the seventh. Blue Sox looking to wrap up the number 1 overall seed in the Intercity League playoffs. A little cue shot, too short. It's caught by Brown. 2 down. And the Reds down to their final out in the person of Mike Samko, who's 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a fly out to right. Blue Sox looking to win the season series against the Reds 3-1. The pitch from Del Carmen in there for strike 1. If they win this game, they will assure themselves of being the only team in the Intercity League to finish at the 20-win mark or higher this year. Samko fouls that one off, and the Reds are down to their final strike. And you never want to say that a game doesn't count for something, but with everything they need wrapped up, the Blue Sox can rest a lot of players on Friday night. This is skied into left field. In comes there. He makes the catch, and the Blue Sox have wrapped up the #1 seed in the 2018 Intercity League playoffs. So, in a game that took 1 hour and 52 minutes, the winning pitcher is C.J. McKinnott, and McKinnott improves to 2-0. The losing pitcher is Dan Haverty. He falls to 0-3. The save goes to Manny Del Carmen, is third. The final totals for the Lexington Blue Sox to improve to 20-7 and wrap up first place in the Intercity League standings. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 5 left. And for the Watertown Reds, who fall to 16-10, 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 5 left. Our player of the game is Richie Burgos, who went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, and Manny Del Carmen with the perfect 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th for his 3rd save. And the Blue Sox can rest as many players as they need to and get as many players as they need to get action for Friday night against the Alabrandies at Lexington High. So, with that said, this has been a presentation of the Lexington Blue Sox in association with Local Sports Productions, serving Greater Boston student-athletes since 2011. Copyright 2018, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Lexington Blue Sox or Local Sports Productions is strictly prohibited. LSP's next broadcast is Friday night at 7:55 p.m. when the Blue Sox take on the Alabrandies in the final game of the regular season in the Intercity League. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand, or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. And be sure to follow LSP on the web, localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from Bentley University in Waltham, Mass. It is the Lexington Blue Sox 4 and the Watertown Reds 3. My name is Sam Feely, reminding you freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in.